Welcome to this third week of devotions. We've been focusing in the previous 2 weeks on the commonly exceptional gifts of faith and love. And this week we come to the third miracle that occurred in Thessalonica after Paul preached the gospel there for 3 weeks and people came to faith in Jesus Christ. The third miracle is that people started to live with hope. They were enabled to persevere in this life due to this gift that they received. In Thessalonica, people's lives changed dramatically when they came to faith in Jesus. Yes, they started to believe, yes, they started to love, but they also started to hope. For them, there was a clear difference between someone living without hope and someone living with hope in Jesus Christ. When Paul speaks to the Ephesians in Ephesians 2, chapter 8 to 13, he points to the contrast of living with and living without hope. Ephesians 2 from verse 8, "For it is by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not from yourselves, it is the gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast. For we are God's workmanship, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. Therefore, remember that formerly you who are Gentiles by birth and called uncircumcised by those who call themselves the circumcision, remember that at that time you were separate from Christ, excluded from citizenship in Israel, and foreigners to the covenants of the promise, without hope and without God in the world. But now in Christ Jesus, you who once were far away have been brought near through the blood of Christ." It must be terrible to live in this sinful, broken world with all of its hurt, with all of its sickness, without hope. To live without hope means that I live without certainty in this uncertain world, without hope of recovery, without the expectation of relief. It's like a prisoner serving a life sentence in jail without any hope of release. Being imprisoned becomes the new normal, becomes the reality. Living will never get better than being in jail. And this is how Paul describes the life of man who lives in this world without Christ. Without Christ, we live in this world, but we can have no expectation of a future beyond this life. We only have this life with all of its brokenness and uncertainties. There's nothing beyond that. No greater future, because we are living without God and without hope in this world. So the unbeliever's hope can be nothing more than a maybe. Maybe I will live happily. Maybe I will prosper financially. Maybe my relationships, my marriage, or my relationship to my children or to my parents will become better. Maybe, without any true hope of that ever happening. Dear brother and sister, come with me in this coming week and cherish and marvel at the gift of hope. To live in this world close to God and to share in His covenants and in His promises. To live with God and therefore to live with hope. That's nothing common. That is extraordinary. That's an exceptional gift. Remember, you are blessed if you do not have to live in this world hopeless, without hope. To do so must be truly hopeless. Good evening.